Good evening, everyone. You are Courtside with Coach Billy Hahn, and this is my fourth show at the Green Turtle. And before I get started, I have some people I really want to thank for making this happen. The Green Turtle, obviously. Cliff Sutherland has done a tremendous job, him and his staff, to support me in this venture and give us his beautiful venue here to do the show. And can't be doing this without the Dominion Post and Jessica Roberts. Let's give her a hand, please. Thanks, Jessica. Yeah, stand up, Jessica, good. The Dominion Post sort of got on this bandwagon with me a little bit, and they have been unbelievable promoting this show and making this happen, and I can't thank them enough. They've been so helpful, and it's worked out extremely well. This is being broadcast, not live, but they are taping it, and you can hear this on dominionpost.com, which will be go up tomorrow. About what time, Jessica? About 5 o'clock tomorrow. You can go on dominionpost.com about 5 o'clock, and you should see this episode. And I look better in person than I do on the radio, just so you know. Yeah, right. Ask my wife, she'll tell you about that. Speaking of my wife, you guys, I'll share this with you. I told this before, my wife was a miracle. After being married for 41 years, we got to Morgantown 10 years ago, and changing doctors and finding dentists, and my wife was doing all that stuff. Well, long story short, she ends up having ovarian cancer and leukemia back to back, and West Virginia Cancer Institute saved my wife's life, to be quite honest with you. She's a miracle. She shouldn't be living. We went through a long time fighting it and had so many people helping us out. And it will be 9 years in February, where she received her bone marrow transplant 9 years ago in February. So let's give Kathy Hahn a big round of applause. She tells everybody, my wife's got a great sense of humor. She tells everybody, she says, that ovarian cancer was nothing compared to being married to Billy for 41 years. So thanks a lot, hon. That's true, because if you would have seen the fiasco that my wife and I had about an hour and a half before the show tonight. James Long was supposed to be my guest tonight for the first half hour. James Long played for us last year, and he's our grad assistant right now, and I was going to have James Long come on for my first half hour. Well, something came up, and James Long could not make it tonight, and I'm sort of had to scramble a little bit. So an hour and a half before the show tonight, I'm home. My lovely wife and I are talking, and I had to print out these Big 12 stats that I got in front of me, which I'm going to share with you, that are pretty interesting. And I had to change the printer, the ink in the printer. Well, being the era that I was born and raised in, and the great mind of mine that has technology, I don't think I really knew how to change my ink in my printer. So neither does my wife. My son and our daughter do everything for us. So he said, well, just call Matt. Well, I said, Kathy, I need the stats tonight. I can't wait. I said, just give me the book, I'll figure it out. So I took the printer book to put the ink in, had the ink, and I shocked my wife. By golly, we did it, didn't we, Kath? But, so now we got to print the stats. And she says, well, you can't print it from your iPad because your iPad is not hooked up to the printer, only mine. I said, well, how about you get the Big 12 stats on your iPad? She says, no, why don't you get the Big 12 stats on your iPad and email them to me, and then I could get them off my email. I said, okay. Long story short, we got them printed, but I'll tell you what, we had a pretty comical and verbal exchange for a few minutes tonight, to say the least. But speaking of cancer, with my wife, Friday night's a pretty special night in Morgantown. Coach Huggins is having the big fish fry that he puts on to raise money for his mother's endowment in the Cancer Institute. And I was over in Huggs' office today, and I'll just show you this little Huggy Bear. And I said, Huggs, I'm gonna take a Huggy Bear on the show tonight. I got 20 of them here. They go for $40, and every penny goes to the Norma May Cancer Foundation. And Friday night they're having a fish fry. Skeeter, you here? Skeeter, come up here for a minute, Skeeter. Come here, Skeeter. Denver Skeeter Allen is has been taking charge. Come here, Skeeter. Come here. Come over here. I will come over here so they can see you. Well, on my shoulder they can see now. Yeah, I got the Huggy Bears. I told you I was going to do that. So Skeeter is doing the show, or the fish fry, on Friday night, a bunch of it, you right? Well, I'll give you all the credit tonight. But anyway, it's sold out, right? Can't get a ticket, sold out. How many tickets? 1,600 people Friday night. And that's, what's the venue? Milan Park at the Event Center, Friday night, starting at 6:30. You can't get it, 5:30, can't get a ticket. Sold out, 1,600 people. And John Calipari, head coach of Kentucky, and Huggs are pretty good friends. And Cal is coming in town because we play them on Saturday. And John Calipari is going to be at the fish fry to join Coach Huggins with a question and answer session, right, for about a half hour, 20 minutes. And thank you. And ESPN Game Day crew will also be there Friday night, as ESPN Game Day is coming to Morgantown. Excuse me. From 11 o'clock to noon on Saturday in the Coliseum. And I told Huggs, and I told Denver, you were in the office today, we need Morgantown to come out for game day and support game day. Because game day goes across the country to all these universities. And Seth Greenberg and Jay Billis, Jay Williams, they go across the country and have these campuses. We can't be embarrassed. We have to have a crowd there at 11 o'clock Saturday morning. We got a little technical difficulties here or what? Skeeter, you're just setting everything off, Skeeter. Stand here. So anyway, it's very, very important that we have a good crowd. Pass the word out. I'm going to spread it. I'm going to tweet it all week. We have to have a good crowd so we're not embarrassed on Saturday morning. And it's just for an hour, 11 o'clock to noon at the Coliseum. Show up, and there's free parking at the Coliseum. You don't have to pay to get the parking in there for the game day thing. As soon as game day's over, obviously you have to leave. But we need a big crowd there, and you're all set for Friday night, so I'm promoting your little Huggy Bear here. Really? I didn't know that. Skeeter just told me if you can't attend the fish fry, that's going to be on live. How many TV channels? 5 stations around the state of West Virginia. Morgantown, Clarksburg, Steubenville, Wheeling. I didn't know Steubenville was in West Virginia. I went to Maryland. I graduated from geography. I had a geography. Charleston, all right. So check out your listings. You can watch, Skeeter tells me, you can watch the show, The Fish Fry, live from 7 o'clock to 8 o'clock. I did not know that. That's awesome. Good for you, Skeeter. All right, thanks. I appreciate it. See you, Skeeter. Yep. That's the first applause Skeeter's ever gotten in his life. So tonight I thought Coach Harrison just came in early tonight too, didn't he? Where's Coach Harrison? Where is he? Okay. Coach Harrison, get yourself something to eat, brother, because my man James Long sort of couldn't make it tonight out of a last minute thing. And I'm sort of like ad-libbing a little bit on my own. So if you want to come on a little early, I'll give you an extra meal. Whenever you want to come on now? Well, come on up here, Larry. We'll do it. We'll do a whole hour and 20 minutes. Yeah, come on. Thank you so much. Can we hook him up real quick? This is sort of ad-libbing a little bit, but let's do this. Oh. So, huh? Yeah, I'm going to give away, I got a t-shirt that I want to give away. Here's the question to get the t-shirt. There are 21 categories in the Big 12 statistics that they put out every week. There's 21 different categories. For example, scoring offense, scoring defense, scoring margin of victory, field goal percentage. There's 21 different categories. Here's to win a t-shirt. West Virginia is number 1 out of 21 categories, all the teams in the Big 12. How many are we number 1 in? Anybody have an idea? Show me your hand. Take a guess. You're exactly right. 5. Here's a t-shirt for you. I can't believe it. We are first in, I'll tell you what they are. We are first in scoring margin. We're winning our games by 6 points a game. Second is Kansas State winning by 3 points. So scoring margin, we're number 1. Believe it or not, and I know you're going to fall off your chairs, we are number 1 in free throw percentage as a team. We're shooting 81. Yeah, thank you. Well, I'll tell you right now, it's not too hard to figure out why. I retired. I used to be the free throw coach. So, right, Larry? So now they gave it to Coach Harrison, all right? So that you can give it Coach Harrison. But scoring margin, free throw percentage, number 1 in field goal percentage defense. We are holding Big 12 opponents, and we played 8 games. Everybody in the league has now played 8 games. We are number 1 holding our opponent to 41% a game. 41%. That's pretty good. So that's 3 of them. The last 2 we're number 1 in is we're number 1 in creating turnovers for the other team. Turnover margin, we're +2 per game. We're averaging 13. We average 13 turnovers a game. Our opponent averages 16. We're also number 1 in the last category. We lead the league in offensive rebounds. We're number 1 in offensive rebounds. So we're doing pretty good.
I'm ready.
Was it snowing when you came in?
It was snowing a little bit. It's kind of warm outside to be snowing.
Yeah, I'm a little surprised.
I thought you didn't snow unless it was under 30.
Is that right? Well,
it must be under 30, huh?
I think so.
That's why it's snowing.
So here's first of all, we're gonna get into Kentucky, the second half of the show, Larry. So we're gonna go right now. about the games that were played since last Wednesday when I did the show here. So last Saturday, we beat Texas at home and thumped Texas pretty good.
Right.
And I want your analysis of our Texas game a little bit and why you think we were able to win by 30 points and like we handled Texas pretty good. Give me your perspective on that game.
Well, Texas is a very talented team, first of all. Their recruiting class, their freshman class that is playing now, they were ranked in the top 5 in the country. So a very talented team. One of the things a few things that we were concerned with going into the Texas game was Texas Tech, Texas, we tend to, even the Kansas game, we tend to not finish the game, effort-wise.
Right.
Our intensity kind of lagged off a little bit the last 10 minutes.
Sort of like our practices, last half hour of practice.
Yeah, kind of like practice a little bit. And one of the main focuses for the Texas game was that, we wanted to make sure we keep our pressure up and play for the full 40 minutes.
Right.
Because, like I said, but Texas Tech, Kansas, we didn't really finish the game the way we would like.
Right.
And so the main focus was to make sure that we played with the intensity for the full 40 minutes, keep pressure on their guards. They had a freshman point guard in Coleman who really we felt, hadn't seen the type of defense that we play.
Right.
And we wanted to make sure that, we trapped them and made him get rid of the basketball, make sure that he worked to get the ball back and not give him any easy looks. Texas is very big team. Obama is 7 feet. They had a small forward, power forward that was 6'10". They had a freshman that was 6'10". So we wanted to make sure that we put ball pressure so they couldn't throw the ball inside easily to those guys. And I think we did a very good job of that.
So we must have done a pretty good job of following the game plan and the keys of the game. It sounds like the guys carried that out a little bit. That's good to hear.
Yeah, they did a good job of that. And playing at home too, playing in front of the crowd that we had. We had a sellout crowd, so the intensity, there was good, and we normally do play very well at home. So
we go from the Saturday game, and we practice on Sunday. As soon as practice ends on Sunday, we jump on a flight and fly to Fort Worth, Texas, to play TCU on Big Monday on ESPN national TV game. And we came up on the short end of that game. And I watched it, Larry, in my house. And I'm going like, I get frustrated just like everybody else gets frustrated. Like, you sit there and you get mad, you get a little upset, just like you guys do on the bench. But like, we started out that game pretty damn good. We had a 7-point lead, sort of had the crowd out of it, had things going our way a little bit. Then the second half, they come out and they got the place into the sold-out arena, got the crowd into it, got really loud in there. They hit some big threes, sort of turned the momentum around. I worked out on Tuesday morning, like I do every morning, down at my workout place in Lakeview, and I had everybody come up to me and go, Coach, what happened last night? What happened last night? And I say this, Larry, 41 years I've coached. They were the most desperate team. TCU was the most desperate team. TCU needed to win so bad because they had already lost 2 home games.
Right.
They had already lost 4 games in the conference, right? They got 4 games losses in the conference. They can't lose another home game. It's on national TV. It's their first Monday ever, big game, ESPN. We had beaten them 15 times in a row. We were 15-0 versus TCU. They were the most desperate team. And I tell people, it's amazing how it works. I was so happy Kentucky won last night because I didn't want them to come in here Saturday. If they would have lost last night, that would have been 3 losses in a row for Kentucky. They would have come in here a desperate team, needing to win. But now they got a little bad taste out of their mouth. They'll be just a little bit more sedated than they were if they came in here with a 3-game losing streak. But I thought TCU was the hungriest team the other night. I thought they were the most desperate team.
Well, one of the things that we tell our guys is that there's a difference between being a hunted and a hunter. And, we got as high as number 2 in the country, and now we're sitting at number 7. So we're going to get everyone's best shot. Everyone that we play now, we're their big game. We were talking the other day about, and I know we got a lot of people here that follow West Virginia for quite a while.
Yeah.
But when was the last time that you can remember someone beating West Virginia and storming the court?
Yeah, people are storming the court they beat us now.
People are storming the court now when they beat us.
Right.
Because now we're the hunted.
Exactly.
And like you said, we were a big game for TCU.
Yeah.
They were in a desperate mode.
Huge.
All during the week, TCU, Coach Dixon, they had to play Kansas State on Saturday.
Right.
But in all the Twitter and the social media, he was talking about West Virginia.
Sure he was.
And Big Monday.
Sure he was.
And so, when you're at that point, when you're in that position of being the hunted, you got to bring your A game every night. You got to be ready to play.
Right.
And for some reason, sometimes our guys play against the name on the front of the jersey.
Right.
TCU is a very good team.
Right.
As coaches, we know that.
Right.
But it's not Kansas.
Right.
It's not Oklahoma. It's not Trey Young.
Right.
It's not Kentucky.
Yeah.
So I'm not saying they wasn't ready to play.
That's 18, 19, 20-year-old kids now.
Right. But the intensity level for that game definitely wasn't what it was for Kansas and Texas. So, we came out, like you said, we had a 7-point lead, and we had the ball, and we was in a position to increase the lead. We had a turnover. We didn't get what we wanted. They came down and scored. They made a couple of baskets. So now they get on a roll, and the crowd gets involved. And then the next thing you know, you're in a dogfight.
You could just feel it. You could feel
they played very well.
Yeah. And I tell you what, I felt another thing that hurt us in that game was the last play of the first half when Beetle Bolden ran into that guy's half-court pick at half-court to screen, and Beetle went right down, and Beetle was slow getting up. Beetle sort of walked off gingerly. They came back the second half. He couldn't play the second half. I thought we struggled to score the ball in the second half. And Beetle gives you one more answer offensively, somebody that can make a shot. And we're looking at he couldn't play. He couldn't get in. So I just hope he can play Saturday night against Kentucky. I know he's going to be watched closely this week because he got rung up pretty good.
Yeah, he got hit pretty good.
Yeah.
But one of the pluses of our team, the advantages that we have of our team is that we got guys coming off the bench that can do different things. And obviously Beetle is a guy that comes in, can give us some instant offense,
right.
Especially when you got guys like Lamont West who's not making shots.
Right.
Beetle and Lamont are probably our 2 best perimeter shooters.
Right.
And when Lamont's not making shots and Beetle, who didn't play the second half, if he's not able to contribute or he's not able to play, then that hurts. So now we got to get points other ways, whether it's offensive rebounding or through turnovers.
Right.
Against TCU, we wasn't getting any. We didn't score off offensive rebound. We didn't have anybody make shots. Now we had a lot of opportunities.
Yeah.
We had 16 more shots than they did.
Yeah,
but we just wasn't able to score. We shot 33% from the field.
We took 75 shots and we missed 50. We were 25 for 75.
Yeah. Yeah.
Wow.
Right. You know, and it's okay. I'm not saying it's okay that we miss,
Right.
but when we do miss,
Gotta rebound.
you got to rebound.
Get the second shot.
Right. Get the second shots,
Exactly.
and we, you know, we weren't able to do that
Well,
against TCU. So
I was surprised. I thought that, not to throw out any names, we had some guys that just didn't play their normal game against TCU. I just was disappointed in a couple guys. I think this way, Larry. I really believe that coming off that loss at TCU and Kentucky rolling in with Kentucky across their chest and game day being here and sold out Coliseum, a 7 o'clock at night game.
right.
Some games, I think, as a coach, you really don't have to get crazy motivated.
I don't
They're going to
think-
motivate themselves.
No, I don't think we have to motivate
I don't
these
think.
guys to play.
I don't either.
We had a good practice today.
Yeah.
We had a lot of energy, a lot of intensity.
Yeah.
The guys are focused. You know, so these are, like you said, this is a game that, you know, they come here to play.
Right.
You know, if you're a college player, you know, you want to play
Yeah,
the
this is-
Kentuckys,
this is
the
why-
Kansas. You want
Absolutely.
to play on national TV.
Absolutely.
You want to be on game day. So
Yep.
I think, like I said, we had a good practice today. And the next 2 days, I think they're going to bring the energy and the focus, and we'll be ready to go on Saturday.
So that was the week we spanked Texas on Saturday a week ago, and then we lose to TCU on Tuesday night, which is or Monday night, 2 nights ago at TCU. So now it's Wednesday, and I watched last night, Larry. It's too bad we didn't win against TCU because we'd be tied for first place right now because Kansas lost last night. So we're 1 game behind. Kansas is what, 6-2? We're 5-3. There's three teams, I think, 5-3. Us, Oklahoma, Kansas State, I think, is 5-3.
Kansas State. We're Kansas and Texas Tech are 6-2.
I think Texas Tech.
Texas Tech has 2 losses.
They're 2 losses.
2 losses.
Okay, yeah.
And
Yeah.
Those
look pretty good. You got the
and we
ribs.
I got those hog things. You can knock them
they're
inside the
good.
head.
Yeah,
you know.
they're good. They're
but
good.
but yeah, so we're tied for second. But
Right.
like you said, we beat TCU. We're tied for first.
Right.
But I really believe that the winner of our conference is going to have 4 or 5 losses.
See,
You know,
I
because
think-
we're just going to beat up on each other.
I agree.
And so it's no time to panic.
Oh, not at all. Not
We
at
got
all.
11 games left,
long season.
and I think that you know, we're at a point now where we're going to get ready to turn it
It's a
around.
long, long season. And fans see. I try to explain to fans. You got to understand. It's a grind. It's a long, long season, man. And there's a lot of things that go into it during a season. Injuries, sickness. There's so many things that can happen for a team during a basketball season. You have to be playing your best basketball come conference tournament time in March.
Right.
And you gotta now play good basketball for 3 days. And then Selection Sunday comes, and the next thing you know, you're off to the NCAA tournament. And you better be playing your best basketball then, because not you're one and done.
Right.
I mean, so,
we're in a position now where,
that's what I think.
you know, we have Easter back now.
Yep.
And so, you know, we're trying to get the rotation down and get him in the mix and make sure that, you know, it flows right. And we feel that by mid-February, like you said, going into the conference tournament and going to the NCAA tournament, I think we'll be ready to go.
Okay, now let's talk about Kentucky a little bit. You scouted Kentucky. I'll let you take over. Tell our audience and our fans out there. Again, you can watch this on DominionPost.com on their webpage, DominionPost.com. Tell everybody out there about Kentucky.
Well, they're presently 15-5. They're 2-2 away from home, which is a good thing. They're 5-3 in their conference. Very balanced team. They got 5 players averaging double figures. A young team. Again, I think that's to our advantage because we're probably the only team in the country that plays our style. And going up against freshman point guards, freshman guards, they can try to assimilate it and practice as much as they can, but through 40 minutes of playing, I don't think that they are used to a team that pressure the way that we do. Kevin Knox is their leading scorer. He's averaging almost 15 points a game. They're very balanced as far as their scoring and also their size. They got two kids that are 6'10", 6'11", who are really what they call their true centers. But the rest of those guys, Knox, P.J. Washington, Jared Vanderbilt, all those guys are like between 6'7" and 6'9". Right. They can play the 2, the 3, and the 4. Right. So we were telling our guys today that knowing your personnel is very important for this game. Right. Because some guys can do things a little bit better than others. They're not a great perimeter shooting team. Right. They're a capable perimeter shooting team, but they're not great. They're rather drive it to the basket. They're good at catch and shooting. They're not good at shooting off the bounce. I got you. So defensively, what we're going to try to do is to make sure that we contain their dribble. Right. Don't let them get the ball to the paint. Don't give them anything easy. And then because they're so long.
One shot, don't let them get second shots.
Right, because they're so long and athletic.
So long, their offensive rebound the hell out of it.
They're long and athletic, and they really rebound the ball on the offensive end. And what they really like to do is get out in transition. Right. So, we like to do that too, but we need to keep them in a half-court game as much as possible.
But we talk about this all the time, coaches. We talk about scoring early or scoring late. So, we want to run, and we want to try to score in transition if we can. But if we don't score early, then you got to make them guard. You got to make the other team guard. Right. And we got to work our offense and make them guard for 30 seconds.
Right. They're not used to really. They don't want to guard.
They don't want to guard. I knew that.
They don't want to guard.
They want to outscore you.
They want to outscore you. They want to get the ball in transition.
I know how they
want an offensive rebound.
Yeah.
And like you said, if we have it early, we can go ahead and score.
Score early, score late.
If not, we need to grind it out, make them guard, pass the ball, get good open looks. Yep. And if we miss, we got to go get the offensive rebound.
And watch them last night, Larry. When I watched them last night against Mississippi State. It didn't look to me like they were trying to take you out of your stuff. It looked like to me the Mississippi State could at least run their offense. Right. Didn't look like, oh my gosh, Kentucky's up in the passing lanes and denying shit. I'm going like, we're going to be okay.
Right. If you look at the second half, toward the end of the first half and the second half, they play a lot of 2-3 zone.
Right.
Play a lot of 2-3 zone because of their length, because they are very long. Right. But like I said, we just got to make sure that they don't get the ball to the basket. They're shooting 27% from three in the conference, and they're shooting 34% for the season. So they're not a great perimeter shooting team. They're not going to get out in the passing lane defensively and try to take things away. What we have to do, we have to execute in the half court against their zone. We can't fall in love with the three, which sometimes we tend to do.
I'll tell you what.
We can't.
I thought we fell in love with the three against TCU, Larry. Yeah, I thought we shot that three ball too many times against TCU.
Yeah, we can't have like 25 and 33 shot attempts. We
got to get the ball inside.
We got to get the ball inside. We got to score in transition. Yep. We got to score in the paint. Right. But jacking up threes is the easy way. We can always get a three-point shot. Right. You can get that with 2 and 3 seconds left on the shot clock. Yep. You don't need that three with 20, 19, 18 seconds on the shot clock.
Look, when I watched them Kentucky last night again against Mississippi State, it looked like a couple times they would run and jump at half court, or when you got it across, they would just run at you. Do they do that quite a bit?
Not a lot. They do that kind of like to change tempo.
They're going to show it to you?
Yeah, they'll do it after a timeout.
Right,
You know, pretty much they just play man, and they're going to play that 2-3 zone.
Right.
Now, they will go 2-2-1, three-quarter court.
They will? Okay.
They'll go 2-2-1,
Right.
and they'll drop back into a 2-3 zone. So, and that's to change the pace, just to give us a different look, give the opponents a different look. Right. But for the most part, they're man-to-man, and then if they're not playing man, they'll go 2-2-1 back to a 2-3.
How good are they, Larry? How good are they as a team or individually at free throw shooting? Because I swear, the way we play, Larry, we're gonna foul. We're gonna,
Right.
and depending who has our game referee-wise, sometimes they call a hell of a lot of fouls on us. Do they shoot the free throw pretty good? Because there's some teams you just can't put to the line.
Right. Well, they're not a great free throw shooter team.
Right.
Overall, they're shooting 68%. In their conference, they're shooting 66%.
I got you, yep.
But the thing that concerns us is that they have attempted over 130 more free throws than their opponents. And a lot of that has to do with the fact that they attack the basket, they drive the ball to the basket.
Yep.
So, again, we got to contain the dribble without fouling. And we can't be in the bonus with,
exactly.
13, 12,
Right.
12 minutes to go in the half.
Right.
But they're a better free throw shooting team than TCU was.
Okay.
But we can't just keep put them to the free throw line over and over again.
How will they? What's your guess? How will they handle our pressure? They will try to attack it and go to the rim on it. They'll try to attack and throw lob passes. They're going to attack our pressure, aren't they?
Because they're quick and athletic, their guards are long,
Right.
I think they're going to try to beat us off the bounce. They're going to beat us off the dribble
Right.
and try to attack and keep their bigs along the baseline.
Gotcha.
And then if we decide that if we help up,
throw the
they're going
lob.
to throw the lob to try to get easy baskets. But I think with Calipari, knowing him as a coach, he's an aggressive coach.
Right.
And looking at probably teams like Kansas that have
Right.
played us,
Right.
I think they're going to try to attack us.
Right.
Instead of passing it,
Right.
I think they're going to try to beat
Right.
us off the bounce.
Do you think, Larry, that their guards over a 40-minute game, like we press and we go at it pretty hard? Will they get tired? And number one, will they get tired? Number two, will they get a little wild and throw the ball around a little bit? Can you turn them over?
Well, I think they do have some backup at
Right.
the guard spot.
Right.
So it's not like we need to maybe wear out or
Right.
make one guard
Gotcha.
tired.
Gotcha.
But what we need to do is make sure that whoever's in the game, make sure they work to get the ball in bounds, make sure they work to get the ball across half court, make sure if they set ball screen, we got to make some adjustments on the ball screen.
Right.
But I also think that because they all think they're one and done,
Right.
and they have that ego
Right.
that they're Kentucky,
Right.
that I think that we can get them into a one-on-one type of situation,
Gotcha.
which benefits us,
Right.
and to take them out of their game and take them out of the flow.
Right. All right, let me, then we play them on Saturday at 7 o'clock at night. We got to play again on Monday? Or do we go and win until next Wednesday? I don't know.
No, we don't play until
Next
the following
Wednesday?
Wednesday.
We go at Iowa State?
Iowa State, yeah.
So at least we don't have to go another Saturday, Monday, which is
Right.
very helpful. You guys got back, I'm going to guess. I was walking out this morning to get on my treadmill at 5 o'clock this morning, Larry.
Yeah, got
and I
back.
told my wife, I said, Kathy, I said, I'll bet you, as I'm walking out right now, I bet you the guys are still on the bus from Clarksburg Airport
Right.
back to Morgantown.
Yeah, we got back about 4:30, 5 o'clock.
It's unbelievable.
And and it's hard on our guys because then not only do we get back that late, then you got to get up, you got class, you got workouts, you got study hall.
Right.
So and playing those Saturday, Monday games, and with the travel that we have, I mean it's rough. We were looking at the schedule today.
Right.
We have five
Monday games.
five Saturday,
Saturday,
Monday contests, which means that we have 1 day of prep
Yeah.
for 10 games.
The Big 12 is so friendly to us. I tell you what, man, I bet you Kansas doesn't have 5 Saturday, Monday games.
No, we're the only one. Well,
we're the only ones.
we're the only one that have 5.
Surprise.
Right.
I mean, what the heck, you know?
I guess it's the price you pay if you want to be on Big Monday.
Yeah, well,
with the TV deal,
well,
but
it's the price to pay when you're the stepchild of the league too.
Yeah, also, yeah.
You know,
no
we've only been in the league 6 years, so let's put it on the table. The reality of it is, we became a little bit too good too fast for the powers of the Big 12. I can say it, you can't. I'm not a coach anymore. I can say anything the hell I want to say anymore. Let's tell it like it is now. I tell Hugs all the time, you guys can't say it, but I sure can say it. And what's driving me absolutely crazy, Larry, driving me nuts, watching all the college basketball that I watch, and I watch a lot. I'm so tired of the referees going to that damn video. And you know what, Larry? It becomes like a timeout.
Yeah.
And our whole thing is our style of play. We're trying to wear the other team down.
Going, right.
Next thing you know, let's go check the video so we can give TCU a little rest because they're tired.
Right. And what
Drives
happens?
me crazy.
And what happens is 2 guys go to the video, and then they'll watch it, and then another guy's standing there, so they can't make a decision. So then they bring the third guy in.
It's unbelievable.
And it takes like 3 minutes to make a decision.
The biggest thing that makes it hard to watch college basketball, not just our games, but you can Big 10, SEC, Big 12, Pac-10 games. The refereeing across the country is god awful. It's just god awful. It's just god awful.
Well, you can say that.
I can say that. I can say it. Well, I'm just telling you. Now that I've been doing it before, I couldn't say it before. I can say it now. And besides being god awful, they should have, when they go to that monitor, they should click a damn thing and they should you got 45 seconds to make a decision. And if they can't do it in 45 seconds, let's play on.
Right.
You know what? They sit over there for over a minute and a half, 2 minutes. They're going, come on. And what's crazy is, I watched the replay on TV. The announcers,
they have decisions.
They have the decision made in 15, 20 seconds.
Right.
But it takes 3 knuckleheads. Not 1, not 2. 3 knuckleheads. It's like the 3 Stooges every game. Oh, they drive me nuts.
Yeah, that takes away from our intensity.
Yes, it does.
And the way we play.
Here's the other thing, Larry. I forget what game it was. Javon Carter is at the foul line. He's going to shoot a 2-shot foul.
Right.
So they hand him the ball for his first shot. He shoots it. Everything's going good. Boom. Got to go to the video. They freeze Javon Carter. Javon Carter's waiting to take his second free throw. It's like they called timeout to freeze the shooter.
Yeah.
Javon Carter didn't take his second free throw for a good minute and a half. Now, he made the damn thing, but I'm sitting there going like, this is so bad.
It seems like it always happens to us, right?
You think? I'll tell you what, man, it's unbelievable. It just happened to us. I've always said this, Larry, and I know you probably, maybe I should get off my high horse a little bit about refereeing, but the refereeing drives me crazy. I swear to God, Larry, the fans, I can tell you, we get our referees ahead of time. We already know who's going to be reffing our game Saturday. Today's Wednesday. We already got who the refs are going to be Saturday. And I swear to God, certain referees are good for us.
Right.
Certain referees, you're going, oh my God, that's the worst damn guy we can have, the way we play.
Well, when we had the crew against Texas,
right,
that was a good crew.
Well, that's it. We won by 30.
Right.
We won by 30. What do you think?
That was a good crew.
It was a good crew.
But I mean, we, like you said, we know who the referees are.
Right.
But we try not to let our guys,
well, I know we never talk to our players about it.
Who's who. Right. But our style of play is dictated based on who referees the
Right.
game.
Larry, I want to talk to you a little bit now and have you voice your opinion to our crowd here and to our fans out there. I want you to talk. I'm going to talk to you about our players a little bit right now. Javon Carter.
Hard worker. I mean, the key to our team. He's first person in the gym, the last one to leave. He's one of those guys that came in as a good player, but made himself so much better. Because just like anything else, you're gonna be good at it. You got to put time in it.
Right.
He's put time into making himself better. And as a freshman, if you would have told me that he would be National Defensive Player of the Year and be the player that he is today, I probably wouldn't have agreed with you. We knew he was a hard worker. We knew he was going to get better, but not to the extent that where he's at.
Daxter Miles.
Dax has just continued to be the difference in our team, both as a freshman and even now as a senior. You know, Dax is very streaky. When he's shooting the basketball well, we play really, really well. He's always going to play hard. He's always going to defend. It's just that the difference between Dax and our team is whether he's making shots. But he's a guy that for 4 years has always been a difference maker in the way we play.
Right. Issa Ahmad.
Game changer.
Game changer. Go
Game
ahead.
changer.
Go ahead.
He's a mismatch. He can play the 3, the 4. Very high basketball IQ. Knows how to play. Knows what we're looking for. Right now, just trying to figure it out. You know, trying to without upsetting the cart.
Right.
You know, he's trying to gel. You know, but he's a difference maker. Once he gets going, our team will be at another level.
Segabon Kanate.
Probably the best shot blocker in the country. Unbelievable timing, jumping ability. He's one of those guys that it's not necessarily his first jump, but it's his second and third jump. He's one of those guys, kind of like a pogo stick, just could, very good reaction. He's another young man that has worked very hard in getting better. From a freshman, just being in the paint. Now he's shooting 15-footers. Got a nice touch. Got a chance to break some records at WVU, especially the shot blocking record.
I think his free throw shooting has gotten so much better. It's
Free throw shooting,
he's shooting like
80% from the free
It's
throw
amazing.
line.
And think about that.
Well, he put in the time.
I know he
he's
did.
really put in the
I
time.
know. Lamont West.
I wouldn't say Lamont is streaky. He's consistent. The last couple of games, he's been down a little bit. He's not shooting the ball as well the last 2 games that we would like. But Lamont is one of those guys that every time he shoots it, you think it's going in.
Right, I got
And
you.
he's got great length. He shoots it from a good distance. And, we're counting on him to continue to be, that perimeter shooter that we need.
Magic Bender.
Just trying to find himself. He's got all the skills. He's 6'10", 6'11". He's long. In practice, he makes shots. He's got a jump hook. He can shoot the 3. When the lights come on, he just hasn't gotten to the point where he could, make it all happen for him.
You know what, Larry? In the summertime, when our former players come back, Deshaun Butler, Devin Ebanks, Truck Bryant, Kevin Jones, John Flowers, Alex Ruoff.
Right.
You ask those guys, they all play pickup with our players that are here in the summer. And you ask those former players about Magic Bender, they rave about Magic Benders. They're saying that's the first kid that comes out of their mouth.
Yeah.
That's how good Magic is.
You got a young man that's 6'10", 6'11", very skilled, can do a lot of different things, and it's going to happen for him. He just need to have a couple of good games back to back. But when it do click, when that light comes on,
Watch out.
again, we talk about Issa Ahmad, being that game changer.
Right.
Magic Bender could be another game changer for us.
Chase Harler from here in the state of West Virginia.
Chase works really hard.
A hard worker.
Hard worker.
Right.
He gives us all that he has in practice and in the games. And he's one of those guys that comes off the bench, and it depends on the flow of the game. Sometimes he comes and he hustles to get loose balls, makes open shots.
It looks like to me, Larry, that Chase is sort of like Nate Adrian was, where he's just not. Looks like to me just not comfortable all the time. Now Nate Adrian, when he became a senior, Nate Adrian finally got rid of that mindset, I think, and he said, "You know what? It's my last year. I don't really, I'm gonna do what the hell I want to do." And Nate played more. I thought Nate played more freely his senior year, and I think Chase is like that. I think Chase feels like. I feel like he feels like he's a tide, like, man. And I think about him, Larry. He wins the damn Marist game down in Orlando.
Right.
And he hit, I forget what game it was. He
played real well against
that damn game where he saved the ball out of bounds and dove and made a three, made a little short base. What game was that?
He played well against Texas also.
Yeah, Texas.
One thing about Chase is that
drives me crazy.
He just got to slow down.
Yeah.
And like a lot of players, they gotta figure out what their role is. You got to figure out, okay, what do I need to do to stay in the game?
Right.
Because he's gonna get in the game.
Right.
Now, what do I need to do to stay in the game?
Right.
Well, do I need to score? Do I need to dive for loose balls?
Right.
Do I need to play good defense? Right. And I think Chase right now is just trying to figure it out. And sometimes he tries to do too much. Whether he wants to be a scorer or a defense, passer. He just got to figure it out.
It seems like that happens about every player because they did everything in high school.
Right.
Every one of these kids, every one of these players was the star of their team, and they're used to doing everything, and they could do everything at high school level. Right. But now, guess what? This ain't high school.
This ain't high school anymore. So I think once Chase figure out, okay, I need to come in and I need to do X, Y, and Z. I think once that happens, then I think he'll slow down, and I think he'll figure out what he needs to do.
James Beetle Bolden.
Instant offense. He's a young man that, you're talking about Chase. He's a young man that for the first, he redshirted his freshman year, played a little bit last year, really didn't know what his role was. Okay, do I need to come in and be a backup point guard? Or do I need to come in and shoot the basketball? Okay, what do I do?
Right.
And I think this year he's figuring out that he don't necessarily need to be the point guard.
Right.
He need to come in and make shots.
Right.
So that's his goal. That's his role. His role is to come in and make open shots, don't turn the ball over, play as hard as I can for as long as I can, and help the team. And I think Beetle has kind of figured that out, and I think Chase is still trying to find his niche.
Logan Rout.
Logan's going to play a lot more.
Sure is.
Logan's going to start. He's going to play a lot more. His size
disrupts things.
Logan's one of those guys that plays better in the game than he do in practice.
Right.
Maybe because we see him all the time.
Right.
But he's coming along, and we're going to start playing him a little bit more.
That kid's got a lot better.
And
see, when he first came here, my God,
he could barely get up and down the floor.
He wasn't very damn good, Larry. I ain't gonna lie to you.
No, but he's gotten better. He's come a long way. And we got him for 3 more years.
Did I forget anybody out there? I think I went through all the players. Did I forget anybody? I think, Teddy Allen. Teddy Allen. I shot that guy. Teddy Allen, I'll let you talk.
Teddy's, you talking about instant offense with Beetle.
Right.
Teddy's never seen a shot he didn't like.
Right.
Never seen a shot he wouldn't take.
Right.
But he's a mismatch also.
Right.
If a guard is guarding him, he's big. He uses his body well.
Right.
They call him Teddy Buckets.
Teddy Buckets.
Teddy Buckets because he's going to score the ball.
Right.
It's not pretty. The jump shot is not pretty.
Right.
But he's going to score the ball, and he's going to get back into the flow, and he's going to play a lot more also.
Well, we got a couple minutes left. and I'm going to wrap this thing up here a little bit. First of all, I'll give a big round of applause for Larry Harrison, please. Larry, thanks, dog.
Thank you.
Appreciate it, man.
Okay.
Appreciate it.
And thanks for everybody out there, and
yeah.
hope to see you on Saturday.
A couple of things to give away. What do we got here? This is what? This bag is not a toy. This is a sign. This is a sign? Why does it say this bag? Oh, this bag. Oh, the bag that the sign's in. I got you. Got a sign to give away. Here's the question. What team in the Big 12, standings, is in last place out of 12 Big 12 teams, last place in field goal percentage shooting. Any guesses? I'm looking for a hand for this prize in a bag that's not a toy. Iowa State, last place? No. Field goal percentage, yes. Texas? No. Who? No. West Virginia. Hell, we shot 33% the other night. Who won this? There you go. All right, we're going to wrap it up now. Thanks for coming out. Oh, I got one more thing. I got one more of these things. It looks like I got a whoozy? Oh, a koozie. I guess I got a koozie. We got one more thing. Got this koozie. Who leads the Big 12 Conference as a team in offensive rebounding? Offensive rebounds. Number 1 in the league in offensive rebounds. Anybody got a guess? Huh? West Virginia's the answer. Congratulations. Hey, I'm going to wrap it up. Thank you. Thank you so much. I'm here every Wednesday night. I'm sorry, my boy James Long, we advertised all week that he's going to be here. Something came up. He could not be here. But Coach Harrison came in and sort of helped me save the program for me, which is good. We will be here next Wednesday night. Oh, my gosh. Hey, listen to me. Yeah. I got these Huggy Bears. If anybody's interested in a Huggy Bear, these sell for $40. It plays country roads. You wind this thing up, and it plays country roads. This is really nice. We got one for our granddaughter, and she absolutely loves it. So if anybody's interested, I'm going to try to sell some Hugs for his foundation. $40. Come see me after the show. Again, thank you for coming out. God bless you.